What's up guys, Jason here from the Table Monkeys, and today is just going to be a quick vlog video going over what I do during the week for my workouts, mainly focusing on the table sessions that I'm starting to put in now, and it's going to be also a quick update on the left arm and the bicep tear and how that stuff's going. So first thing, let's cover the left arm. I can now do rehab work, so I can work up to like 20 pounds. I can do rotation. Basically any kind of movement with the arm is fine as long as I'm limiting it to 20 pounds and as long as I'm not working through any pain. So if I feel any pain or if I get to any kind of sharp pain, stop. But I can work for a burn, I can work for a pump. So basically I'm going to be working that into my workouts, and I'll explain how as I get through this video. Alex put out a video last week just going over what he's been doing, getting ready for his next match, which is coming up in less than 2 weeks now. And he went over the movements and the things that he's been doing with a pulley system on the table. So I just kind of wanted to go over the same thing. Even though I don't have a match coming up anytime soon, it'll be a couple months before my next match. I'm always obviously getting ready and trying to get better. So I'm going to be focusing on pulley system and like actual table sessions for the next couple months. So just wanted to go over how I'm laying out my week and what I'm going to be doing on the table. Okay, so first thing, let's look at how I lay out the week. So on Mondays, I start with legs, and every day that I do legs, I do my recovery circuit, which is basically triceps, shoulders, and forearm extensors just in high volume to counter all the pulling that we're doing and all the arm wrestling training that we're doing. And on my leg days, I do rowing, which I've just been cleared to do again now since the bicep tear. I haven't been able to row, but I can row now, so rowing on my leg days. Okay, Tuesday is a top roll training day, so we're going to go over that in this video, and the cardio that I like to do on my table training days is skipping. Wednesdays is just another recovery day, and then it's more of a cardio day. I've been doing a lot of skipping, as I said, lately. Now that I can row, I'll be rowing a lot. I like to hit the bag and just kind of break a sweat with that. Sometimes I push the sled, but it's basically just a lot of cardio along with the same recovery day that I did on Monday. Okay, and then Thursday is hook training on the table, which we'll go over in a few minutes in this video, and then on to Friday. Friday is legs again, another recovery circuit, and some more rowing. So yeah, just getting in as much work as I can, getting ready for Saturday, which is Table Monkeys practice. So 2 to 3 hours of hard ass table time, getting beat up and just having a good time with the guys. And then on Sundays we rest, do a little bit of blood flow with bands, but for the most part it is a rest day, and just keep doing this week in, week out, getting as strong as possible. All right guys, so just quickly how I break down the day for training on the table. I have a primary and a secondary movement, which are the movements I'm trying to push strength in the most. So the intensity is the highest and the volume is the lowest. And then when we move on to supersets, these are movements that I'm trying to grease the groove and just build hypertrophy, just overall base. So these are 3 rounds of supersets and usually 15 reps or 30-second holds depending on the exercises. And then die sets, which again is just to build endurance. What a die set is it's a dynamic, then isometric, and then eccentric. So in these variations we do 12 dynamic movement, then a 10-second hold, and then 8 eccentrics. Okay, so here are the exercises for the top roll coming up. All right guys, so the first movement of the top roll day is the strap row, and we're going to do 5 sets of 3 3-second holds. So we're going to start from a dead stop, explode into the weight, hold it for 3 seconds, reset, and repeat. All right, and this is going to be a heavier weight in the 85% range. All right guys, on to the high post. So this one we are going to do 3 sets of 5 1-second holds. Again, we're going to start from a dead stop. We're going to explode into the weight, making sure not to lose our riser, getting our elbow under the weight, and then we're going to hold it for a second at the top. Again, this is in the 80% range, trying to push strength with this exercise. Now we're on to the high multi with a high angle. This is for volume. This is similar to containment that we did with the wrist wrench last week. The idea is just to be dragging with it, but for this and the following exercise, it's putting them together to create a bit of a burn. So the next exercise is promenator for 30-second holds. So again, got about 60% of my max on here, and I'm going to try to hold it for a total of 30 seconds. After doing the multi-spinner before this definitely creates quite a burn and definitely gets you pumped up. Okay, on to the die sets. Okay, so this is a Taurus post. I've seen Taurus do this where he wraps it around his pinkies and then over his knuckle. This really rolls your hand over from underneath. It feels like a top roller is trying to top roll you. We do it with a high angle for that same reason. And then we're going to do a die set. So I'm going to do 12 of these full range dynamic movements. And then in a second, you're going to see me stop and hold. There we go. And this should be a 10-second hold, which is the isometric part of the die set. And then after that, I am going to start letting the weight out slowly and controlled, which is the eccentric part, and then bring the weight back in with my other hand. The important part of the eccentric movements is that you don't really want to do the dynamic part of the movement. You want to assist it so that you can focus all your energy in controlling the weight on the way down during the eccentric motion, and this will really develop a pump and finish off your day nicely. Okay, let's move on to hook training. Okay guys, so the way that I lay out the hook training day is exactly the same, except I don't do any pauses on this day because there's so much movement going with the with the hook and drag and the hook and drive. So I just do straight reps, but it's same idea: 5 sets of 3, 85%, 3 sets of 5, 80%, and then we're going to do supersets. This one we do a lot of multi-spinner. We go multi-low because it's a lot of supination, which we're going to use for the hook a lot, and we do 3 sets of 15 for both, just going back and forth, getting a good burn. And then the die sets, we do cup isolation, again, die set, dynamic, isometric, eccentric, same setup, 12 dynamic, 10-second hold, and then 8 eccentrics, and you'll see how I perform those coming up right now. Okay, so hook and drag. You guys have seen this before. We are going to hook the weight in, and then we are going to drag it to the back of the pad. Again, this is going to be in the 85% range, so this should be heavy weight and something that you can only maybe do 5 reps in total with. Okay, and then hook and drive. So this is going to be an actual 5 reps. So this may be weight that you could do for 6 or 7 reps, and you're just going to cup it in and slam to the side. And for this month, I'm going to be using the wrist wrench for both my hooking movements. Okay, now we're on to the low multi with a low angle, and this is scooping up. So this is like up pressure in a hook, very valuable in trying to stop a low hand top roll. So again, this is for hypertrophy and volume training. So we're going to do 3 sets of 15 of this exercise, and then you're going to see me switch to a high angle, but still with a low multi. So low multi, high angle, scooping down, and this is for somebody who's trying to post and you're trying to lay the hook down on them and they're trying to post out of your hand. That's when you're going to want to attack them with the low multi from a high angle. And again, hypertrophy and volume, so 3 sets or 3 rounds of 15 reps on each exercise. Now on to cup isolation. So again, with this, what I'm doing is isolating my cup by putting a strap around my forearm so that I don't have to use any of my bicep. And then I'm going to be doing die sets of just the cup. So I just did 12 dynamic movement. Now I'm going to hold it for 10 seconds, and then we're going to get into the eccentrics. And again, the important part of the eccentrics is that you really control the weight on the way down and then assist yourself on the way back up so that you don't have to use any energy for the dynamic movement. You already did your dynamic movement. Now you're doing your eccentrics, and the importance of the eccentrics is controlling the weight on the way down, which is really going to work your tendons, develop a lot of stability, and give you a great pump, which is just a great way to finish off your workout. All right, guys, so those are just the table sessions that I'm doing in the week and an example of how I lay out my weeks. As I said earlier, I can train my left arm, so what I'm doing right now is when I do the my top roll day on my right arm with heavy weight and everything, I do basically the hook day a little bit modified, but for more or less the hook day with really light weight, basically just the 20 pounds for each movement, and do like 10 reps. So it's basically those movements from the hook day on my left arm, on my top roll day for my right arm, and then vice versa on the other day, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Again, that's basically just rehab work for my left arm. So again, lightweight, just those reps, and it's just so that I'm ingraining those movements into this arm as it heals up, so it heals to do that and that alone, which is be a fucking badass. So hopefully you guys like the video. Hopefully you guys like this kind of content. Let us know what more stuff you want to see. Gyms are supposed to be opening up again soon here, so Alex and I are going to be able to get you guys some videos of us actually training in the gym. I can show you some more of those workouts if you guys are interested in seeing us squatting or doing any of the skipping or the other fight training that I'm doing during the week. So yeah, leave some comments below, subscribe, smash that bell, and we will see you guys in the next video. Monkeys out. Peace.